What if you could carry a full film camera vibe in something pocketable, shoot vertical stories for socials and still get a clean digital output? Meet the Fujifilm X Half, a new way to shoot on the go. How's guys, what's going on? So today we're looking at the Fujifilm X Half, and we took this camera on a road trip from Durban to Johannesburg for Rage Expo. But this wasn't just traveling, it was testing out the camera. And I'm testing out something new, the Fujifilm X Half. Fujifilm calls this a digital half-frame camera, mixing the charm of old film cameras with modern digital flexibility. It launched globally in June of 2025, and what's interesting is that it's super compact and lightweight, only 240 grams, including the battery and an SD card. This means it's not just a camera for those proper shoots. It's one you throw in your bag and you forget about until you see the light. So in terms of its body and design, it weighs 240 grams, including the battery and the memory card, like how we said, and it's only 191 grams for the body alone. The sensor is a 1-inch sensor with a 13.3mm 8.8 CMOS with basically 17.74 megapixels. The lens is a built-in Fujion prime lens with which is 10.8 millimeters. It's equivalent to a 32mm full frame. So the max aperture is f2.8 and the aperture range is 2.8 to f11. In terms of its shutter and exposure, the shutter speed is from 30 seconds to 1/2000 seconds mechanical, and it has a single autofocus point, continuous autofocus as well as manual autofocus, and TTL contrast with face eye detection support as well. The screen is a 2.4-inch touchscreen LCD which has 0.29 million dots with a 4.3 aspect ratio. You have an optical viewfinder which is a reverse Gillian type and a magnification of 0.38 times with frame coverage up to 90%. So in terms of image support, this shoots JPEG, DCF compliant, and in terms of its resolutions, it does 3x4, 3x2 and 1x1 combined compatibility. In terms of video from this camera, it shoots MOV and MP4 with stereo audio, so it's full HD video 2160 by 1440p, the 2-in-1, and 1080 by 1440p vertical and 1440 1x1 aspect ratio. It does 24p as standard with a high speed recording up to 48p or 36 or 28 depending on the mode you're in, with a max bitrate up to 50 megabits per second. In terms of the ISO range, it is 200 by 12,800 and is adjustable in the EV steps. In terms of the battery, this uses NP-W126S lithium ion battery, with the battery life being up to 880 still images, and in terms of video mode, it does 95 minutes at 24 frames per second or 85 minutes on a 48 frame per second with a full charge. Now, in terms of some of the bonus film features, you have 13 built-in film feature simulations like POVA, Velvertica, Classic Chroma, Etina, and all these others, which basically levels up your content. There are also some new filters built in, and these include things like light leak, halation, plus Instax style filters. In terms of its creative mode, it has a 2-in-1 mode which combines 2 vertical photos or video into a single composition in camera, or you can do this via the app. So the film camera mode, which replicates analog film shooting, you can set the number of shots, either 36, 54 or 72, and this uses the frame advanced lever after each shot. So now in terms of connectivity, this has built-in Wi-Fi with Bluetooth 5.2, so this is compatible with the X Half mobile app for image transfer, editing, collages, as well as printing with the Instax Lynx series cameras. Now, the bottom line is that the X Half isn't about massive specs. It's about the vibe, flexibility, and nostalgia. One of the biggest draws of this camera is how film-like or social media ready your photos and videos can be. With the 13 film simulations and the variety of filters and effects you can stack. So gain, light leak, halation, expired film, double exposure, partial color, retro, vignettes, canvas, fisheye, color shift. You can easily dial in a moody street photo or a dreamy vertical video for socials without needing editing in post. The companion X Half app lets you instantly transfer, preview, and save your content. You can even print memories through the Instax Link printers, and this is great for road tripping, scrapbooking, or even event souvenirs. So this isn't a heavy-duty pro camera. The X Half is made for creators who want quick, stylish, mobile-first content, vertical videos for TikTok, Reels, Shorts, as well as not forgetting street photographers and anyone who wants nostalgia or film but loves digital convenience. As of launch in South Africa and globally, the retail price is roughly between 14,500 and 15,800, and it is available in a charcoal, silver, and a black version. And this is a bit premium compared to a phone or a point and shoot camera, but you're paying for the Fuji design, film-like feel, as well as the creative flexibility. Now, in terms of the pros, it's ultra lightweight and highly portable, so perfect for travel and street work. You also have the built-in lens and flexible focal length, which is great for everyday shoots, street and environmental photography, as well as travel photography. The third pro is the vertical LCD with the touch screen, which is ideal for social media, vertical content, and stories. You also can't forget the film simulation, creative filters, and gain effects, plus the 2-in-1 mode that comes built in with this camera. So it's huge creative potential, plus retro without needing of any post-processing. Another big con is the fact that this has a great battery life, so 880 photos, and a decent video recording for vlogging and social content. Now, coming to the cons. One of the first cons is the fact that you get a fixed prime lens at a 32mm equivalent. So there's no zoom or interchangeable lens functionality, and this limits the versatility. The second con is that there's no RAW support, it's JPEG only, so there's less room for heavy color grading or professional post editing. The third con is the fact that the sensor is only 1 inch, and it's good for compactness but won't compete with large sensor mirrorless or full frame quality and the depth of field. Another con is the fact that this is not weather sealed. So as much as we're saying it's for out and about and for street photography, you have to be careful with that. Another con is the fact that the viewfinder is an optical viewfinder and it's very basic, right? So there's limited information, overlays, and maybe not ideal for precise framing or manual work. And for this price, let's be honest, some may consider it more of a fun, creative camera than a serious pro gear, and it might also be seen as an expensive toy for others. When you think about it, the Fujifilm X Half reminds me why I fell in love with photography in the first place. Spontaneity, surprise, and creativity. On this road trip at the Rage Expo, it's less about pixel peeping or perfect exposure, and it's about capturing moods, stories, and moments. The fixed 32mm lens forces you to think about framing, and the film simulation makes you choose how you want your story to feel. Yes, if you're chasing dynamic range, shallow depth of field, or pro level output, you might want something else. But if you want a lightweight, creative, travel-ready camera that inspires you to shoot intentionally, then this hits the sweet spot. If I were you, I'd travel with this as a second body or even main for social media, street photography, vlogging, and event style of stuff. It's raw emotion with a digital heart. And that brings us to the end, guys. If you enjoyed this video, you can let me know by giving a like rating if you did. If you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our future videos. A huge shout out to Fujifilm South Africa for sending out this device for me to review, as well as letting me take this on a road trip with me to Johannesburg to Rage Expo. Guys, thank you very much for watching. My name is Prashant and I will catch you in the next video.